What's going on, everybody? It's Ethan here, and I got a really special hike for you guys today. I'm here in the Needles District in Canyonlands National Park, and I'm going to be doing the loop hike that goes through both Big Spring and Squaw Canyons. It is a 7.5 mile loop hike, and it's supposed to be, it's here in the back country of Canyonlands National Park. It's supposed to be very beautiful and very scenic, and I'm excited. So let's keep going. All right, guys. Well, I think we're about a quarter mile in, and it looks like I'm coming up to my first rock scramble here. So this should be fun. Unfortunately, I can't get that on video because it's going to be kind of difficult for me to hold a phone and do this at the same time. So I'll get back to you in a minute. All right. Well, we're off of the desert floor, hiking on some slick rock. And always remember, when you're out here in the desert, follow the rock cairns. You see there's another one kind of hidden behind that tree over there. That's what marks where the trail is when you're hiking on something where obviously they can't have a defined trail. But wow, maybe like not even a half a mile in and getting some beautiful views already. If you look out there, those are the Henry Mountains way back there in the distance. One of the most remote mountain ranges in the country. And definitely on my bucket list of places to go hiking. So, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Canyonlands is it's here in southeastern Utah. The closest town is Moab, and it's a beautiful park. Obviously, it's actually so big; it's by far the biggest of Utah's 5 national parks. And it's so big that they divided it into 3 districts. There's the Island in the Sky and the Needles, which is where we are right now, and then the Maze. And the interesting thing about that is that it looks like we might be heading into Big Spring Canyon here already. But anyway, the Island in the Sky is the most easily accessible and most famous part of Canyonlands. So it actually gets over 70% of the park's visitors. And this area, the Needles, is a lot more remote, but most of it, or I guess portions of it, are still fairly accessible. And so this area gets about 25, I believe, percent of the park's visitors, and the other roughly 5% find themselves in the Maze, which is, as it sounds, a very complicated maze of slot canyons that is very hard to get to. The only way to get into the Maze district is to drive along a 4-wheel drive road. And from the closest town, Hanksville is the closest town to the entrance of the maze. And from there, you're looking at about a minimum of a 6-hour drive just to get into the park. So, and like I said, it's 4-wheel drive roads only back there. So, very inaccessible to most people. But it's actually funny because Canyonlands, like I said, it's the biggest national park in the state of Utah. It's like 340,000 acres, I believe. And yet it gets the least visitors, only about 600,000 visitors per year. Whereas, it looks like the trail continues this way. But anyway, whereas the nearby Arches National Park, which is only like 40,000 acres, so it's much smaller, but Arches gets over 2 million visitors a year. Kind of difficult to even find a place to get some solitude out there. But here, as you can tell, it's pretty nice. And it looks like I'm gonna be doing some more rock scrambling here. So once again, I'm gonna have to get back to you, but first, look at that. Those are the LaSalle Mountains over there. Very beautiful, some 12,000 foot peaks up there. And then once again, the Henry Mountains are back there. And wow, this is just beautiful. I got a feeling once I get on top of this, some of this slick rock here, the view is gonna get even better. Well, it looks like I was right. Look at that. Those are the rock formations for which this district of the park was named after, known as the Needles. You go back in there and there's some really remote backcountry hiking back there. I think you have to have a permit just to even get back in there. Wow, it's beautiful. All these amazing rock formations on one side. And then of course, the LaSalle Mountains over here. The Henry Mountains over there. This is absolutely incredible. And we're not even like a quarter way into the trail yet. All right, well, we're back down on the desert floor. Getting really close to getting into Big Spring Canyon. And just look at all these rock formations, man. This is incredible out here. I have yet to see a single other person since I started this hike. This is so beautiful. And it's getting warmer every second. When I started this trail, it was about 58 degrees. And it feels like it's already getting like the upper 60s. It's supposed to go up to, I think, a little over 80 degrees today. But wow, look at this. Just incredible. Here, let me give you a view of what's behind me from the area that I came from. So I'm getting close to Big Spring Canyon, right up where all those cool looking formations are up there. That's where Big Spring Canyon starts, I believe. And I gotta tell you, this is actually a pretty primitive trail. Right now it's really well defined because mostly hiking over, dirt and sand right now. But the first section of the trail had a lot of rock scrambling and, a lot of following those rock cairns. And there were definitely a few times where I had to kind of stop and look around to make sure I was still going the right way. So, if you plan on coming out here yourself, definitely keep that in mind. Bring a map. And just, and just kind of stop and check every now and then to make sure you're, still going the right way. But if you look down there, it's kind of a dried up wash. And I believe that is the wash that goes through, I'm actually like 100% sure that's the wash that goes through Big Spring Canyon. So we're getting really close. I think we pretty much run parallel with that the whole way through. Let's check out this sign. All right, I like that, how there's, oh, I see. If you go to Druid Arch that way, it's 6 miles, and then straight it's 7 miles. So it looks like we are entering Big Spring Canyon right now. And it's looking like I should be going straight here, not to the right. So I'm going to do that. Doesn't have a sign for Squaw Canyon, which is kind of weird. But it does say Squaw Flat, which is where the trailhead was, is this way. So this is the way I'm going. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this section of the video. I'm going to do a 3-part video today for you guys. And so my next part, I'm going to try to get some cool footage and when I'm really, in the middle of Big Spring Canyon. And then also try to get some cool footage from Squaw Canyon. And in between Big Spring and Squaw Canyon, there's supposed to be a really cool overlook that has like the best views on this trail. So I'm gonna try to get some footage of that too. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys for part 2.